All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathium, that listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathaka Math GMS Dallas, and I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to title this simply, Judgment is Coming to Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. Judgment is coming to Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. And we're in a time of judgments, you know what I'm saying? Those punishments pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. And yeah, man, this place deserves everything that the Lord is going to bring upon it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, has not been our rest, man. It's been a sore destruction for us pursuant to, damn, what's that? As a matter of fact, I don't know why that's slipping my mind. That's one of my favorite scriptures. As a matter of fact, let me type this in real quick. I don't know why it's escaping me. Micah 2:10. Micah 2:10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." And that's exactly what this place has done for the Israelites, man. Foreign to the Israelites. You know, and the Israelites consist of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent. And of course, the scattered seed that may come, you know, may not come looking like the average Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? Been scattered among the nations and over generations of time, you know, those dispensations of time, you know, the look will change, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us are going to come looking like these other nations or have the appearance of these other nations, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but they have the spirit of an Israelites. So they are still Israel, you know. I mean, of course, that's Romans, the 8th chapter, you know. Their spirit, man. You have to judge according to the spirit, not the look. So, you know, yeah, this place is about to get judged with everything that it deserves. You know, those people have suffered in this place. You know, rape, robbery, murder. You know, bloodshed. You know, so you know. It deserves it, man. So Babylon the Great is through, man. You know, and we're in a time of judgment. You know, 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, those punishments. You know, and we're here, man. So the Lord is about to get busy on America, man. He's already been doing it, you know, but everything is going to amplify. Everything is going to amp up, ramp up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get worse until we come to that finalization of things. You know what I'm saying? Which is the thermonuclear destruction of America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is not with this place. You know, you got a lot of people that seem to think that the Lord is going to bless America. You know, you hear that, God bless America. You know, no, man. The Lord is not with America, man. The Lord is going to destroy America. You know, and he tells you that. So without any further ado, we're just going to get into some few scriptures, you know, and hopefully, Lord willing, this is edifying and hopefully makes the point. You know, this is Jeremiah. We're going to start with Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. And we're going to drop down to verse 25. And it reads, Jeremiah 51 and 25, it reads, "Behold," which means look, "I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which destroyest all the earth." So the Lord said, look, man, I'm against you, O destroying mountain. What's that destroying mountain? Mountains represent large governments. Hills represent smaller governments. So the large government here that it's talking about is America, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Behold, look, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, government, America." You know, it's the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's in the top of the mountains, man. You know what I'm saying? That's America, man. Saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which destroyest all the earth. And this place has destroyed the entire planet, man. You know what I'm saying? With its philosophies, you know, its democracy, you know what I'm saying? It's destroyed the earth, man. You know, As a matter of fact, Revelations, the 11th chapter, goes into that. And about at the end of that verse, I believe it's verse 11 and 18, which destroys them that destroys the earth. Exactly. Who's in rulership, man? Job 19, Salakia, Job, the 9th chapter, in verse 24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Satan is really trying to trip me up, man. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? We know who this is talking about now because of those very things, man. He covered the faces of the judges. The judges are the Israelites. Well, also it goes starting with the Most High Yahweh himself. Then of course under him is Yahushai, his son Yahushai. And then under that, is the Israelites, man. The men, beginning with the men, the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We're the judges here on earth. You know what I'm saying? He covered the faces of the judges. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't know who they are. They don't know they're the judges of the earth. They don't know the earth belongs to them. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They don't know these things, man, because they've been hidden, that crafty counsel, going back to Psalms, the 84th, 83rd, or 84th chapter, 83rd, one of them, 83rd or the 84th chapter. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, man. You know what I'm saying? Covered up. We've been hidden. All these things have been hidden. We're the people of the Lord. It's been hidden. All these things have been pretty much taken away and done away almost. But the remnant, the Wadi Yahbashim Yahshua for the remnant, because these things have been given back to them, and these things are coming back. And people are starting to wake up to these facts, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says, behold, I am against the old destroying mountain, saith Yahbashim Yahshua, which destroyest all the earth. Yeah, man, look around, bro. These devils are shooting missiles, rockets at the moon. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to cover the sun. They want to blot out the sun. They've tainted the air, tainted the water. They're polluting lands, GMO foods, and so they've just, bro, come on, man. The earth itself is in mourning, man. The earth is dying, man. Fracking and all the different crap that this devil has been doing over the period of his existence and rulership, man. Nothing good. And the earth is suffering, man. Everything in it, the earth itself and everything in it, man. So it says, I will stretch out Salakia, I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, which is an indicator of who this is talking about, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Who is that, man? The Edomites, man. The cave dwellers. All these things, the Bible is written in code, so everybody ain't not going to be able to understand it. But once you've been given the discernment, you've been awakened to this and brought out of the darkness into this marvelous light, given the eye salve and discernment, these things start becoming very evident as to who these things are talking about, the mysteries, the secrets. They've been given to the servants. The prophets tell you that in Amos the 3rd chapter, in Colossians the 1st chapter, around verse 25 or 26. So these things are being revealed. The secrets of the Lord, the mysteries of the Lord are being revealed to his servants, the prophets. So these things are being able to be broken down only by those men. You know what I'm saying? So it says, again, and I will stretch out mine hand upon thee. And what's that hand? His right hand, Yahushai, man. And roll thee down from the rocks. Yeah, those clefts that you devils been dwelling in, man. And will make thee a burnt mountain. That government, this rulership, America, man, is over. The Lord is going to burn this place up via thermonuclear destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the times we're in, and that's what's coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. As a matter of fact, let's go to Zephaniah, the 1st chapter. I'm going to read this in the KJV, but I want to get it in the NLT. This is Zephaniah 1:14. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. Yahweh Shai, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be an ugly day. The day of the Lord is going to be an ugly day. And again, judgment is coming to this place, man. And that judgment is going to be it's going to be ugly. It's going to be dark, gloomy. It's not going to be nothing good, man. Nothing nice. Ain't going to be no happiness. Where the elect is going to be good, but everybody else and everything else in the earth, no, man. They're not going to experience anything good in the coming times and that day, man, that day is upon us, man. We're coming close to these things being brought to fruition, man. As a matter of fact, I want to read that in the NLT. I ain't have to move that. My bad. Oh shit, it was still there. Salakia. My bad. This is Zephaniah 1 and 14 and 15 in the NLT, and it reads, that terrible day of the Lord is near. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Let's parallel it. It says that day, Salakia, Zephaniah 1 and 14, it says that terrible day of the Lord is near. Swiftly it comes, a day of bitter tears, a day when even strong men will cry out. Verse 15, it says, it will be a day when the Lord's anger is poured out. Why is that? Because this place deserves judgment, man. When you read in Revelations, the 18th chapter and verse 5, it speaks of the sins of this place reaching unto the heavens, man. And it's time for them to pay for their iniquities. As a matter of fact, let's you know what? I'll let me finish this real quick, then I'll go get that, because I don't want to mess it up. Zephaniah 1 and verse 15. It will be a day when the Lord's anger is poured out, a day of terrible distress and anguish, a day of ruin and desolation, a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and blackness. Yeah, it's going to be ugly, man. Fire is going to be going on. You know what I'm saying? Smoke and soot in the air. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the destruction is going to be happening, man. So, it's going to be an ugly day, man. People going to be in fear. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be terrible, man. And these people are not ready, So real quick, let me take this off. And then we'll go and get that in Revelation. I don't want to mess it up. This Revelations 18 and verse 5. And it reads, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. You hear that? It says the sins of this place have reached to the Most High in the fourth dimension, man. In heaven. That's a lot of sin. Stacking from here all the way out to the fourth dimension, man. So this devil has been going hard in the earth, man, for this little reign that he's been on. You know what I'm saying? When this little rulership he's been having for the last few hundred years, man. He's been going hard. Sins have stacked into the heavens, man, reached into the heavens, to the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, man, So as the scriptures say, so yeah, so this devil has a lot to pay for. So judgment is coming to Babylon the Great, aka America, man. There's no getting around it, man. You're not gonna get out of this, So let's go back to the scriptures. Let's get Malachi the 4th chapter, and verse 1. And it reads, for behold, and right there in the heading, final admonition. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. The proud, man, that remind you of anything, thy pride hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, roughly paraphrasing, which is dealing with these Edomites, man. The current rulers of this current of the earth that, you know, at this time, man, and this current rulership that we're under, this regime. You know, it's time for a regime change, man. You know, and we're there. It's about to be. You know. Yeah, it says everything. You know, that the proud, man. You know, and that's the spirit and vibration that these devils have distributed throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Everybody is proud, man. You got proud homeless people in these times, man, which is crazy. They don't have nothing, but they proud as hell, man. You know, so that goes to show that pride has went forth throughout the four corners, man. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, it's been exhibited everywhere throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You see that pride, man, which is part of his everything he's about. It's in his logos, you know. The proud, the Marines, you know, proud to be an American, you know, all of these things, man. You know, Lions pride, the cowboy pride. It's in sports, the sports arenas. It's everywhere. Pride is pushed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, the Lord ain't with it, man. So it says, again, Malachi 4:1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, these people, you know, Esau, yeah, and all that do wickedly. And these people, man, the majority of these people, you know, are wicked as hell, man, and they're proud, you know, shall be stubble. That's what's coming. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh Shemel Shai of armies, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So there's not going to be a blade of grass left in this place, man. You know, the children, everything is going to be taken, you know. I think I wanted to, let me read this one in the NLT. Let's read this in the NLT. This Malachi 4:1 in the NLT, it says, look at the heading, the coming day of judgment. Yeah, man, judgment is coming to Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. It says, Malachi 4:1, the Lord, in the NLT, it says, the Lord of heaven's armies says, the day of judgment is coming, burning like a furnace. On that day, the arrogant and the wicked will be burned up like straw. They will be consumed, roots, branches, and all. So there you go. Everything got to go. It's going to be consumed by thermonuclear destruction, thermonuclear fire, man. When those missiles are shot into the ends of the world, like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, in verse 13. You know? Yeah, man. When those missiles begin to be shot, those arrows, man, into the ends of the world, man, which the ends of the world represents here, aka America. You know, Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, the Lord ain't playing, man. So Babylon the Great is about to be judged, man. You know, and seeing that these things are about to be, as a matter of fact, let's take this off real quick, Salakia. Seeing these things are about to be, you know, what manner of man, you know, should you be, man? You know. So let's get that real quick in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. See, look at Satan, man. It was quiet out here when I came out here to do this lesson. And when time I got out here and mashed the record button, the dogs start barking. That's just Satan, man. You know, 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. In the heading, it says a new heaven and earth. It says, verse 10, it says, but the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. And that the heavens talking about the rulership of these devils, man. You know what I'm saying? And that great noise is talking about by way of thermonuclear destruction. It's going to take these devils' rulership out, man. You know? And that great day of the Lord, you know, that's the coming day of judgment, man. You know? That dark, gloomy day that we read about in Zephaniah, the 1st chapter, man. You know? It says, which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And the works represent the creation, man. You know what I'm saying? The works that are therein. That's everything that's, you know, these cars, houses, you know, people, animals, you know, all of these things represent the works, man. You know what I'm saying? So everything is going to get burnt up, man. In Babylon the Great, man. You know, and there's other places going to get touched. You know, Israel, you know, the land of Israel over there going to get touched. You know, destruction is not coming to the earth. The earth is not going to be destroyed. Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, tells you that. You know, so, and I believe verse 4, you know, goes into that. You know, as a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. You know, for the newcomers that's coming in, the earth is not going to be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? This Ecclesiastes, the first chapter in verse 4, it reads, one generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So when the Lord speaks of destroying the earth, he's talking about destroying within the earth, not the earth itself. He destroys within the earth. You know, he did that with the flood, man. When the flood happened, which was that first death, you know, during the time of Noah, you know, the earth wasn't destroyed, you know. So with the fire, which is going to be the second death, the earth is not going to be destroyed. We just read it. The earth abideth forever. So when the Lord destroys, he destroys. When he says destroy the earth, he's talking about destroy within the earth. Particular places are going to be destroyed, you know. And AKA Babylon the Great, AKA America, is going to be totally destroyed. It's going to become a desert. No one, no living creature, no human beings will, no people will not. Let me put it. Let me just. It's a hockey, bro. People will not inhabit this place anymore. You know, it's going to become a desert. There'll be desert creatures over here, animals, living beings, but you know, not people. You know, the screech owls and you know, the bitterns and you know, all of those things that are, you know, those what are they called? Like the Komodo dragon. I'm trying to remember what the scriptures call them. Man, bro, Satan is doing his thing today, bro. Salakia. But you get the picture. It's gonna be a desert. Desert creatures are gonna be here. No. There will be not any people. Won't be here. You know, it's not gonna be here. You know, but he's gonna also touch the land of Israel as well. But it's not gonna be totally destroyed like he's gonna destroy America. You know, so and that's gonna be rebuilt. You know, these devils gonna have to rebuild over there once the Lord destroys over there. You know, it'll be able to be inhabited again. This place won't, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to where were we at? 2 Peter. 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, in verse 10. So yeah, you know, the Lord said, you know, hey, that destruction is going to come like a thief in the night, man. These people are not going to be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's going, and this place is going to pass away with a great noise, that destruction, you know, and that fervent heat, you know, and everything is going to be burned up, the works, you know. Verse 11, it says, seeing, 2 Peter 3:11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? You know? Yeah, man. Righteousness, man. You know? It says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Yeah, man. So that destruction is going to burn everything up, man. And everything's going to be destroyed. Nevertheless, verse 13, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's it, man. That's the manner of person you ought to be. A righteous person, man. You know, being righteous, man. Living thus saith the Lord to the best of your abilities, man. Trying to keep the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, man. Being brotherly, you know, charitable, you know, doing all the things that the scriptures tell you to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Following the ways of the Lord, man. Because look at this, man. Boy, Satan, man. Because you know, that's what it's going to take, man. You know, to avoid the coming destruction that's about to come to this place, man. Because this place is full of nothing but wickedness, darkness. Isaiah the 60th chapter goes into that. This earth is in darkness and these people in gross darkness. So the people are through. Ignorant as hell, man. That's what that gross darkness is. They're ignorant, you know. So And they've been taught lies. So, but it is what it is. But Esau is going to have to pay for these things. But these people are going to pay as well, man. You know, so it is what it is. But real quick, let's grab one more. Let's get Revelation, the 18th chapter, and we'll jump down to verse, what do I want? Verse 9. And it reads, as in the heading, it says, "Lament for Babylon." Because these are the times we're in, which this is what's coming. Revelations 18:9, it says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning." Exactly, man. You know, these people, and the only reason that is because these nations actually can't stand America, man. They hate this place. Death to America. That's what they chant, man, in these places. So, but the thing of it is this is the paycheck. America is full of consumers, man. You know, so these nations can bring their goods here and get rich, man, which they've done. They've gotten rich on America, man. So it's actually going to be a sad thing for them, but at the same time, they're going to kind of be happy about it. Like, you know, but, you know, it's going to be a sad thing because they're not going to be able to make that money anymore, man. You know, those riches are going to go away. Verse 10, it says, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come." Again, reflecting the title, judgment is coming to Babylon the Great, aka America. As a matter of fact, I want to finish this off in the NLT. Let's read this in the NLT. I don't know why I keep doing that. Salaki. And then we'll bring this lesson to a close. You know? Yeah, because this place is about to get judged, man. Oh, my bad. Verse 9. Revelations 18 and verse 9 in the NLT, it says, "And the kings of the world who committed adultery with her and enjoyed her great luxury will mourn for her as they see the smoke rising from her charred remains." Yeah, man, burnt the hell up. Verse 10, it says, "They will stand at a distance, terrified by her great torment. They will cry out, how terrible for you, O Babylon, you great city. In a single moment, the Most High's judgment came on you." Yeah, so that's what's coming, man. The judgments of the Lord are coming to Babylon the Great, aka America. And these are the times we're in. So, you know, hopefully with that, this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Baruch HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shah Dawadah Shalom.